So, if you zoom in on the legs of the most elite footballers in the world right now, you're going to see a visual that is just, well, completely bizarre.
Oh, absolutely. It's jarring to look at.
Right. Like you have these athletes playing on grass that is manicured like a golf green, wearing boots engineered in, top secret sports labs. And yet they've taken a literal pair of scissors and just hacked their official team socks to pieces.
Yeah, just massive jagged holes ripped right into the calves. Or they're wearing what looks like two completely mismatched pairs held together by tape.
Exactly. And it totally shatters that illusion of the pristine billion-dollar uniform. I mean, it's July 2026. The FIFA World Cup has reached its climax with the quarter and semifinals, and football fever is just everywhere.
Oh, it's inescapable right now.
Totally. Even if you're sitting in a sports bar in Mumbai, India, the online and offline chatter is completely dominated by the sport, which is why we're doing this deep dive today.
Yeah, we have a really great source for this one, actually.
We do. We're pulling from this incredibly detailed research blog from the NewzFeaturez Sports Desk. It's titled, Why Footballers Cut Their Socks. And the mission for today's deep dive is to figure out if this is just some eccentric fashion statement or if there's a hidden science to destroying perfectly good equipment.
Because on the surface, it makes no sense to ruin top-tier gear.
No, it doesn't. Okay, let's unpack this because to me, seeing this on the pitch is like watching a Formula One driver pull out a hacksaw and just go to work on their steering wheel right before the green light.
That is a great way to put it.
Right. To the fans, it looks unhinged, but for the professional in the driver's seat, it has to be a highly calculated move. So what is the actual reason here?
Well, to understand the logic behind the hacksaw, you really have to look at the anatomical reality of the modern elite athlete.
Okay, so it's a physical thing.
Oh, entirely.
Yeah.
The starting point of this whole phenomenon is just the sheer physical volume of a professional footballer's calf muscles. We're talking about the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscles.
Right, the lower leg.
Yeah, and these muscles are put under extraordinary loads. I mean, the NewzFeaturez research is really clear on this. Standard issue team socks are manufactured as a one-size-fits-all garment.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
It is. Because elite footballers have highly developed calf muscles built from, years of sprinting, explosive movements, heavy strength training. They do not fit into a standard size.
So, wait, what happens when they put these standard socks on?
Well, there are 4 really specific consequences that the overly tight socks create. First, it triggers restricted blood circulation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Second, it causes localized muscle discomfort. Third, it actually stimulates calf tightness. And fourth, it applies this completely unnecessary pressure during a long match.
Man, that sounds awful. I mean, the best way I can relate to that feeling is imagining an average person trying to squeeze into a pair of impossibly tight, skinny jeans.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly it.
And then, attempting to run a full marathon in them. The friction and the suffocating pressure on your legs would be unbearable by mile 2.
Unbearable. You'd be fighting your own clothes.
Right. But here's the big question. If they are in so much pain, how are they getting around the strict uniform rules? Because FIFA doesn't just let you wear whatever you want.
No, they don't. But the players found a brilliantly simple loophole.
Do tell.
By cutting small holes in the calf area, it relieves the physical pressure, right? But technically, and this is the genius part, technically, they are still complying with the competition rules.
Because they're still wearing the official team sock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's still the official garment. It just has holes in it.
That's malicious compliance at its finest. But okay, I want to pivot for a second because we need to talk about the physiology of this discomfort versus actual circulation.
Sure, yeah.
Because the modern game demands so much, right? The NewzFeaturez article talks about constant sprinting, quick acceleration, rapid direction changes, and just massive endurance.
Right. And for all of that, good blood circulation is absolutely vital. It delivers oxygen. It reduces fatigue.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I noticed a really fascinating nuance in the text, and I want to push back on this a little bit.
Oh, what did you catch?
So initially, the text says tight socks trigger restriction of blood circulation, but then literally a few paragraphs later, it clarifies and says tight socks, and I'm quoting here, do not adversely affect blood circulation, however they can cause discomfort.
Right.
So what does this all mean? Is it actually about blood flow, or is it just about getting rid of an annoying distraction?
What's fascinating here is that you zeroed in on a really critical distinction in sports science. It's the difference between clinical restriction and perceived sensory restriction.
Okay, break that down for me.
So from a purely medical standpoint, the nylon of a football sock doesn't have the tensile strength to genuinely cut off oxygen supply to the muscle tissue.
Yeah.
Your leg isn't going into physiological failure.
So they aren't going to, like, lose a foot to gangrene or something?
No, not at all. But the sensation of that discomfort is enough to completely derail a player's focus.
Ah, so it's a mental thing.
A huge part of it, yes. In a 90-minute game, your brain is processing so much information. If your nervous system is simultaneously flooding your brain with low-level pain signals from your calf, that requires cognitive processing power.
Right. It's an energy leak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eliminating that minor pain is absolutely critical for delivering maximum performance. It's about getting rid of the sensory disruption.
That makes so much sense. But that only explains the holes cut in the calves. What about the other trend?
You mean the players who just cut the entire bottom off their socks?
Yes. The ones wearing two completely different pairs. How does that work?
So this is the customization hack. Players are taking the upper part of the official team sock, so they literally cut the foot off and they wear that over their shins.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath, on their actual feet, they're wearing their own preferred customized grip socks.
Okay, so what is a grip sock and what makes it so special that they're willing to amputate their official gear for it?
It comes down to the mechanics of friction. According to the source, these grip socks have rubberized pads on the soles.
Like those hospital socks with the little rubber dots.
Kinda, yeah, but highly engineered. And they serve 4 specific functions. First, it prevents the foot from sliding inside the boot.
Which is huge when you're sweating.
Exactly. Second, it enhances stability. Third, it improves balance during quick turns. And fourth, it improves player confidence while sprinting.
Okay, I love an F1 analogy, so here's another one for you. This is literally like putting high-performance racing tires on a sports car.
Oh, totally.
I mean, you wouldn't wear slippery dress shoes to run a 100-meter sprint. So why on earth would a footballer let their foot slide around in a standard slippery nylon sock inside a custom boot?
You wouldn't. The grip sock locks the foot in place.
But wait, I have to ask. If you're wearing grip socks that lock your foot perfectly and the defender marking you is sliding around in standard issue nylon, doesn't that give you an unfair advantage?
Well, it occupies a really interesting gray area. We call it legal optimization.
Legal optimization. I like that.
Yeah, it's not cheating because the governing bodies regulate the boot itself and the visual uniformity of the team colors. But they don't regulate the internal friction of a player's undergarments.
Wow. So as long as the outside looks right, they don't care what's happening inside the boot.
Basically, yes.
That is wild. Okay, so how did this all start? Because I feel like I didn't see this 10 years ago, and now it's everywhere.
You're right. It is a relatively new phenomenon, and the timeline the source provides is actually fascinating.
Where does it begin?
We can trace it back to 2016, specifically to the Welsh star Gareth Bale during his time at Real Madrid.
Gareth Bale. Okay. Did he just want to start a fashion trend?
Not at all. It was purely medical. Bale had recurring muscular issues in his calves. They were constantly breaking down. So he cut holes to physically relieve the pressure on his injury sites.
So it started as a desperate hack for an injured guy.
Exactly. But elite athletes watch each other. By 2017 to 2020, we see the trend hit the English Premier League. Kyle Walker is a prime example.
Oh, the Manchester City defender. Super fast.
Yeah. Right. When he moved to City, he adopted the trend simply because the club socks were too tight. He wasn't necessarily injured, he just wanted the comfort. And from there, it spread across Europe's top leagues.
Okay, so it goes from an injury hack to a comfort hack. And then what?
Then comes the mainstream explosion from about 2021 to 2023. Young English stars like Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Conor Gallagher, Jack Grealish, they all start doing it.
Right, I remember seeing Grealish with his socks practically down to his ankle.
Exactly. It became a regular sight in domestic leagues and the UEFA Champions League.
And now we're in the 2024 to 2026 era, and it's just the global standard.
It really is. It spread to women's football, to youth academies, grassroots levels, and now at the 2026 World Cup, international stars have sparked this massive global discussion about.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. Just think about the speed of that adoption.
Mm-hmm.
You take a purely functional medical necessity Bale, trying not to tear a calf muscle, and in just a decade, it mutates into this mandatory piece of performance culture for uninjured players worldwide.
It's incredible. And it speaks to a much bigger picture in modern sports science.
Oh, definitely.
The NewzFeaturez article has this section called Words of Wisdom, and it perfectly encapsulates this. Cutting socks sits alongside things like customized boots, bespoke nutrition plans, and advanced recovery tech.
The pursuit of marginal gains.
Exactly. The relentless search to find even the smallest detail to optimize performance. In a highly competitive world, 1% matters.
It matters so much. And for you listening, this is exactly why you should care about this deep dive, because it shows that at the highest levels of literally any profession, success isn't just about big, sweeping actions.
No, it rarely is.
Right. It's about hacking your environment to remove tiny frictions. Something as small as a tight sock can hold you back from doing your best work.
And as the source concludes, these unconventional strategies provide benefits that are physical, psychological, or a combination of both.
A combination of both. I love that. So just to recap the journey we've been on today for you guys.
It's been quite the ride.
It really has. We started with this bizarre visual of destroyed socks, right?
Yeah.
Then we uncovered the physical reality of how massive elite calf muscles actually are. We explored the mechanical advantage of grip socks locking the foot in place. And then we tracked a decade-long evolution of this performance hack from Gareth Bale to the current World Cup.
It's a perfect case study in sports evolution.
It truly is. But I want to end with a final thought for you to mull over, building on what we just talked about regarding psychological benefit.
Oh, the placebo effect.
Exactly. If part of the benefit of cutting these socks is purely psychological, a placebo effect making the player simply feel faster or feel more comfortable, does it actually matter if the hard science of blood flow perfectly supports it?
That is a great question. If it works in their head, it works on the pitch.
Right. So ask yourself, what placebo hacks do you use in your own daily life to give yourself confidence and an edge? Because if it works for you, maybe you should keep doing it. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep a close eye on the players' calves during the upcoming World Cup semifinals. You won't be able to unsee it now.
You really won't. Enjoy the matches, everyone.
Catch you next time.